Who does not know Dr. Shyam Singh Shashi, the eminent anthropologist, poet, who is versatile by nature, genius by brains, and overall a dynamic personality. He is the editor and author of encyclopedias in English and Hindi. He is a poet of many moods. Let us hear his couplet of love in his own voice.
हमने अपने दर से पूछा, हमारा घर कहाँ है? दर ने कहा, सारा जहाँ जहाँ है. दर ने कहा, सारा जहाँ जहाँ है. हमने सवाल किया बंधु, सारा जहाँ कहाँ है? दर का जवाब था, प्यार जहाँ जहाँ है, प्यार जहाँ जहाँ है.
Here is a success story of a village boy who toils hard and has struggled in his life to reach the top. He walked 12 miles a day on foot from his village to his school and back at Haridwar in Uttarakhand. He missed his food many a times and faced many hurdles. Even then, he got first class and first position from his matriculation and up to the MA classes.
I didn't have the opportunity to have all benefits today's, as children have. I used to read my books in the lantern, Even then, I could complete my BA, MA, and then PhD.
You meet him and he kind of reignites your mind, your thirst for knowledge, your desire to read.
Imaginative work and his devotion, his dedication to the field of his study, which he has carried out with single-minded pursuit.
He's taking care of the education of the country.
For him, writing is not earning his livelihood. That is a mission for him.
He's done a lot for the society.
Enthusiastic, very energetic, and very eager to know more things.
All those social scientific values he has depicted in the form of poetry.
He has a passion for life. He has a passion for activity.
He's really done something which is unusual.
He's a tremendous inspiration to the younger generation of scholars.
He could just keep you engrossed in his conversation, and you have so much to learn from him.
There was some function in PIB, Press Information Bureau, and my minister, he asked in joking, well, Dr. Shashi, there is no complaint against your working. How you get the time to write so many books? I said, sir, government has given 24 hours to everyone. It depends on you how you spend your time. Whether you spend your time in reading, writing, or in gossiping, or in five-star culture, or so many good or bad habits, I don't say. But fortunately, I don't have any such habit.
Not only is he a poet, he is one of the foremost experts on nomadic groups in India. His first and seminal book was The Gaddis of the Himalayas,
which are the anthropological, sociological techniques to study the society.
This was published in the early 1970s, and it was the first PhD on this very important topic because very little research had been done about nomadic groups in India. एक हाथ से आप गिन सकते हैं कि कितने scholars ने ये किया जो इन्होंने किया. This was published in 2006 actually, and this is one of the classical texts now in India.
The first thesis published in India based on for 1000 and then selected from that 300 families with whom I stayed. Writing was my hobby. not my profession. My profession was, I was a bureaucrat. I was Director General in the Government of India, Ministry of, and Head of the Department and Media Head. Now, I published number of books there also. Luckily, yes, in INB. These people are from India and they migrated from India 1000 years ago. And they live in Eastern Europe, maximum number, Western Europe. Then with them, I stayed there in families also. I was making use of my thesis because I am a journalist also. So sending articles to Hindustan Times, Times of India, Statesman, and then Hindi paper, Dharam Yug, Kadamani, etc. All these people. And writing for children also, Children's World, I wrote 10 articles. It appeared and it became a book here, Our Tribal Children.
Dr. Shashi has been involved in spreading awareness of the Roma people. As we all know, the Roma people and culture originated in India.
Yugoslavia, Romania and Hungary. These are the three countries where the gypsies have a considerable population. And their customs, their dances, their dress, even their language, I believe, traces itself back to Indian roots.
He is passionately involved with their lives and with methods of how to improve their heritage and preserve their heritage. He set up this Roma University with the idea of promoting studies on the Roma civilization, Roma culture and the Roma people. He is very passionately fond of doing this and he is deeply, deeply involved.
For gypsies. And I have also worked on gypsies because it is believed that Gaddis were the area from where they went earlier, from the Chamba area, and then they went down through Punjab and they went there. And I visited them in Hungary. I've been to their areas where I went on an official delegation. And we have been in contact always. So he used to get the tribes, nomadic tribes. He used to organize functions for them. Then he began to write about the encyclopedias. The first encyclopedias in Hindi, in social sciences, was done by him.
Dr. Shyam Singh Shashi is a renowned writer of India. He is a very active member of Authors Guild of India. He has been awarded Padma Shri by the Government of India for his contribution in the Indian literature. He is also the Chancellor of International Roma Cultural University.
His association with Antarrashtriya Sahyog Parishad as well as its first Secretary General Shri Baleshwarji Agrawal. They have been working together for 30 years. ARSP works on Indian diaspora abroad, and one of the section of the diaspora is of course the Roma and the Gypsies of Europe.
He has immortalized himself with what he has done in the field of the study of nomads, these tribals. He has published a very important book, and it's not only just a book, it's an encyclopedia of Indian tribes, and that runs into 10 volumes. That shows his indefatigable energy, his commitment to the cause which he has taken up.
He used to live a nomadic life. He is very famous as a traveling anthropologist. In Hindi there is a saying, Johuri ki gati johri jane. He did a lot of work on Romas, Gypsies. He went to Romania, Hungary, and he did a lot of work on Himalayan nomadic people, tribal peoples. So he depicted their life in a very beautiful way.
The Indian conditions but international events and how certain tribes have lived their lives. The anthropological nuances, details, he seems to know them all.
He deserves all the awards. I think he's brought about a revolutionary change in the attitude and the approach of anybody who would like to see the nomads, research in the nomads. But besides all that, what I had liked him was his basic humility. as a person. I mean, anybody who writes even 10 books has a couple of horns on his shoulder, but not Shashi ji. And he's quoted extensively by other foreign researchers also. Professor Thomas Acton, he mentions Dr. Shashi with a lot of reverence. And though he's Professor Acton, he has been researching for about 40 years or plus in this field. But he always tells me that when you go back to India, meet two people, Professor Shashi and Professor Shamla. He somehow knows Professor Shamla. There's another great researcher who's done from the economic side of the Romani economics.
I have known Dr. Shashi struggling and striving to create an infrastructure which you see here and create at least minimal facilities with his own resources. The Research Foundation has now UN recognition. This was the level we had been seeking. Now that he has got it, I think we shall all work together, put our heads together, minds together, and make it into a fine, first-class institution.
I have been very, very privileged that Dr. Shashi has contributed a chapter on value education in my edited book, Child Development Issues and Concerns for the Well-being of the Child.
He is like a walking encyclopedia. He is a very great administrator.
Dr. Shyam Singh Shashi has been very inspirational to the youth and to many people of India and abroad also. He has written 400 books.
A great Hindi poet, Sumitra Nandan Pant, admired Dr. Shashi's poetry and wrote about his old poetic collection, Sheela Nagar Mein. He says, eminent English poet Manor Bandyopadhyay writes on Dr. Shashi's Agni Sagar. This book is a model which will be advantageously seized by the coming generation.
There has been his great book that was Agni Sagar, and that was even enacted in a very big way.
Agni Sagar is an epic written by him. He has depicted in Agni Sagar the unending journey of humanity, and through that depiction he has given a new reinterpretation of Manusmriti in the light of changing social scenario.
I found him participating in most of the conferences of various kinds on different, not only literary but about social matters. I'll find that almost wherever I would be invited, even just to participate or be a guest or whatever that be, but Mr. Shashi's name will also be invariably be there. So I would meet him very often, and he was good enough to keep me in touch with what he was doing.
This time we have decided to actually go ahead with Global Literary Festival. When we were finalizing the list of advisors and things like that, I found Dr. Shashi is or rather can be an asset to this festival, and we have taken Dr. Shashi as one of the advisors in this festival.
अपरिचित था, इसका था, उसका था, सबका था, परिचय बढ़ा, किसी का नहीं. काश अपरिचित ही रहता मैं, काश अपरिचित ही रहता मैं. Research Foundation is an association of academicians, writers, authors, journalists, and social workers. It was founded in 1971. Sir Dr. R.N. Saxena, my guide, he was the president of this organization, and I have been the secretary general of this body. Building was erected in 1992 by the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi, Mr. Dave. We are grateful to Government of Delhi and DDA, of course, that they did a lot of financial support to us. And you are sitting here, I am sitting here, and it's now trust actually, running a trust. Different departments in this organization. We have Research Foundation Research Center. It is a Roma Research Center also, and Media Research Center. And then we have got social sciences here. We have got international relations with this organization. It is Vasudev Kutumbakam. It is Sanskrit, meaning is the whole world is one family.